What's up, my friends? Welcome to Bets for Breakfast. 11-4 on Monday, 12-3 on Tuesday, and I've got picks for every single NBA game today, March 19th, starting with this first game using the Odds Shopper Games View. Mavs are getting 10.5 points on the road against the Pacers. Usually, these are the types of spots I try to avoid, but I'm slamming a play in this game. The Mavericks are missing everyone under the sun. They're running 8-man rotations. Sometimes a ninth player will get in there for a few minutes at the end of the game if it's a garbage game. I think the Mavs are still going to continue to run these guys out there for as many minutes as they can, and PJ Washington is going to be one of them. Heading over to myspareedge.com, I've brought up his points and rebounds market, and you can see it's at 26.5 this morning. It actually opened at 25.5. I did post for my VIPs this morning at 25.5. And here's his player card. So last game against Philly, another tanking team. And I don't think the Mavs are actually tanking. And, you can kind of tell based on their rotations and who's out there for as many minutes as they are, as they're still vying for a play-in seed for the playoffs. Craziness with all their injury. No Luka, Kyrie hurt, Anthony Davis hurt. Has not mattered. They're still running out these guys as many minutes as they can. So PJ came back. Now, here's the deal. He had been running real hot at one point when they were missing Lively and Gafford and a couple of Powell, I think. And he had to run a lot of minutes, and he was cashing a ton. And I think it was January, 35, 37, 39, 38, 36, 30, 36, 41, 40 minutes. And he was just going bonkers night in and night out. Now, I was concerned. I didn't touch this prop last game, but he came back after 2 weeks off and played 32 minutes and did what he was doing prior to that, making buckets and getting rebounds. Ended up in that game with the 29 points and 12 rebounds, finishing with 41 PR. I'm going back to the well now. My VIP's got the 25.5. I will say public right now here on YouTube, that 26.5 ain't too shabby as well. We should also take a look at Naji Marshall this morning. Naji has been going bonkers, and let's just open up his player card and go from there. And you can see my man's playing 36, 34, 34, 39, 41, 40 minutes in the last 6 games, including 36 last game with PJ Washington back in the lineup, and he's still continue to rack up stats. The PR looking good. He had 6 assists. His PRA, I think, probably would be in play if you do not play PJ Washington. One of them will pop off today. I don't know who it's going to be. I bet on PJ Washington being that guy because we have a nice track record. But the PA here at 23.5 for Naji Marshall should certainly be on your short list. I'm not touching it, though. I just want to make that abundantly clear. For the sake of taking a spread, since we are 5-1 on the spreads, I'm going to go with the Mavs, covering that 10.5 point spread on the road. Not a spot you think I'd want to take, but I am. I'm taking a plus 10.5. They're playing try-hard basketball, and that's as much as you could ask for at this end of the season. Now, the Rockets, second seed in the West. Next up, we got the Rockets laying 3 points on the road in Orlando against the Magic, who are 3-7 in their last 10. They are starting to fall apart a little bit. Meanwhile, the Rockets are 7-3 in their last 10. Problem here, though, is they have not been good on the road. 18-15 on the road this season, while the Magic are 18-16 at home, and they're bad on the road as well. But Rockets have quite a large discrepancy at home, 26-10, 18-15 on the road. That being said, they are healthier. That being said, and despite the fact that they're only 18-15 on the road, Houston needs this one. That's right. The Magic don't need it as much. Hear me out. They're the 8th seed right now. They're in the play-in round. They're still 3 or 4 games out from the 7th seed, the 6th seed, to be able to even claw back into the top 6 and not be in the play-in round. And on the flip side of things, Houston is the 2nd seed in the West today. The 3rd and 4th seed, both only 1 game back. That's the Lakers and the Nuggets. They play each other. So the Rockets need this win with 13 games remaining in the NBA schedule. And I'm taking the Rockets -3. And I believe Jalen Green is in store for a pretty good night against the Magic. The Magic have been hemorrhaging points to opposing ball handlers. These 2 guards can get out there and make things happen against the Magic. And I think that Jalen Green has a good shot at it today. So let's bring up on myspareedge.com Jalen Green. And I'm going to go to his points market real fast. And let's take a quick peek at what the opening line was, 21.5. That's a very fair line, in my opinion. I don't mind it whatsoever. I'm going to open up his player card. We'll take a peek. Oh, and before we continue and look at his player card, this is the mobile view. That's right. We updated the website. So if you've used myspareedge.com in previous months, the first 6 months of the website, we only pretty much had a PC version of the site. Now, about 90% of the website has been converted to mobile web app. So beautiful. You get the experience of an app on your browser. So you can just open up your cell phone or your tablet, mysprayedge.com, and it's going to act like an app. Pretty cool, if I might say so myself. I'm super biased, though. Let's be honest. All right, let's check out Jalen Green. You can see, man, this is when you like betting on him. This is how he plays. This is Jalen Green in a nutshell. He has moments, stretches where he goes garbage 5 games in a row, and then goes nuclear for 5 games in a row. This is Jalen Green in a nutshell. He's done this his first several years in the NBA. There's nothing new. Now, the last bad game he had was actually against Orlando. In that game, played 32 minutes, scored 15 points, but he did take 18 field goal attempts. Oddly enough, 0 free throws. That's kind of an outlier. You don't see that very often. 5-5, 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 10 for 11. So hopefully he's playing aggressive and get to the rack. I do not mind this spot. I'm not going to be touching any other props. I think one thing that helps me out a lot here is the 3-point volume and efficiency right now. He had a stretch this year where he was racking up 3+ a ton earlier in the season. You can see he's been over in 40 of 68 games, averaging 3 threes per game. Now his opening line at 2.5, and we're going to go look at that real fast. It's going to be juiced to the over. And whenever his 3-pointers is juiced to the over like this, I am interested in his points. We're potentially getting a 9-point floor at his total points market just by the threes alone. So that's on my short list of plays for that game. Houston, -3 on the road. I'm taking that as well. However, I will say this. If you go look at the money line for the Rockets, when you get this -2.5, -3, -3.5, you're usually getting odds like -120 to -140. Sometimes you can get lucky. And I think that is probably a better play. So the Houston Rockets money line, a better play than the spread. Next up, Pistons on the road against the Heat. Now, last game, we played Tyler Hero over 22.5 points. They were down by 28 points going into the fourth quarter. He did not touch the floor for the entire fourth quarter. Got pulled with 2 minutes remaining in the third, which means he didn't touch the court the final 14 minutes of the game, and he finished with 20 points. How miserable is that? Now, the Heat are 1-9 in their last 10. They are falling apart, and they're getting blown out like some very uncompetitive games. Pistons hovering around 500 since the All-Star break. I think they're a better team than that, and I'm taking the Pistons -5 on the road against Miami because until Miami shows that they can fix this, I'm not touching any Miami props. As much as I want to bet on Tyler Hero for a bounce-back spot, I ain't doing it. Who I am interested in today is Cade Cunningham. And for Cade Cunningham, honestly, I'm looking right at his PRA initially at 39.5 on FanDuel, on Flip, on what else we got on Prize Picks is 39.5, Underdog 39.5. And I think, listen, last game he would have stormed the over, but unfortunately he only played 3 quarters. The Pistons were in another blowout themselves against the Pelicans, who started the game 9 for 40 from the floor in the first half. Just a miserable team. And in those 30 minutes, my guy had 36 PRA. I was on his RA last game at 14.5, and I was very frustrated seeing him only play 3 quarters, not playing the fourth, just like Tyler Hero. Same day as well. Both of those guys were going bonkers, and then their teams got wrecked, and they didn't touch the floor in the fourth. I'm going to the PRA in this one. I just think it's Cade Cunningham season, man. He's going to have himself a day. So this one's on my short list. Again, I've posted 2 official VIP picks inside Discord. I'm going to be honest. They have not currently been spoken about. So if you're like, oh, which one was it? Was it in the first 3 games? It hasn't been mentioned yet. I'm also not going to tell you. Those links are down below. I am 19-12 last week, 5-day win streak to end the week. And then this week went 1-3 on Monday, 2-2 yesterday, VIPs. Had a couple hooks and massive blowouts tanked Tyler Hero and Cade Cunningham. But the picks, the process feels good. I actually feel really good about tonight. And my first 2 picks, actually, I told PJ Washington was an official pick at 25.5. He was one of my 2 official picks I posted in Discord so far. Cade Cunningham on my short list at 36, at 39.5 PRA, though. All right, let's move on. Next game we've got. So we had Pistons -5, Cade Cunningham. We like that play a lot. Pelicans on the road getting 13.5. Forget that. They are wretched. They don't try. They don't care. They're miserable. On the other side, you got a bunch of tryhards, maybe potentially not the best put together team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, but man, oh man, at home, -12.5. Give me the -12.5 for the Timberwolves, laying that at home. The Pelicans are just awful. They are, and they don't care. They have so many guys on the court that do not try. It is such a pathetic team. They need to fire their staff. They need to get rid of everyone on their team and just total rebuild. It's a garbage franchise. Unfortunate for you New Orleans fans. I feel bad for you out there. The lack of effort out of the Pelicans game in and game out would really frustrate me if I were a fan of the Pels. So give me the Wolves minus 12.5 at home. Jaden McDaniel, really the only person that I'm actually semi-interested in betting on. Now, we took his RA at 8.5 in the last video, and he cashed that with ease. And his RA opened this morning at 8.5. Now, partially I'm concerned about it. It feels like a trap. Like, why would they give this to us again? Part of my concern is, well, Rudy Gobert got ejected in that game. And when he got ejected, that's when we really started to see Jaden McDaniels pop up. But prior to the ejection, he only had like 3 RA. He had, I believe, 3 fouls in his first 6 minutes on the court. So he was in massive foul trouble. So there's a lot of convoluted things going on there, an ejection, but he was also in foul trouble. And then he finished with 11 RA and played a ton of minutes because, they needed him on the court. They ended up putting Naz Reid at the 5 for a ton, Randall, and then Jaden at the small forward position. Jaden could play a little bit of power forward as well. Anyways, so that 8.5, it is such a bad team. You got to think those long 3-pointers. Jordan Hawkins, Jose Alvarado, and CJ McCollum started off the game going 0 for 17 last game. 0 for 17 combined from their 3 guards, who also were 0 for 11 from 3-point range. If they're shooting long threes like that and missing like crazy, Jaden's going to rack up rebounds at small forward. He's going to get those long rebounds, perfect position for them. And then if he's getting assists in fast break and things like that against a team that's not trying, 8.5 for Jaden McDaniels feels like a very nice play. Now, I almost used the term feels free. Now, yesterday, interestingly enough, not only did I go 12-3 on my YouTube video, but I blocked somebody. Yeah, that's right. Somebody replied and said, one of my 3 misses, totally ignoring the fact that I went 11-4 Monday, 12-2 on every other play other than Giannis over 27.5 points. And they replied to me and said, Giannis is free. Tired of this guy. Something like that, right? Trolling me, whatever the phrase was. Instant block. People, my friends, nothing's free. This is an entertainment show. If you can't handle that, betting's not for you. Go call the betting hotline. I'm being for real right now. Betting is not for everybody. This show is entertainment. I post my official things that I bet on inside my Discord. That link is the Donuts Picks link down below. My website you can use for $9.99 with code STREAM if you want to do this on your own, or you want to use the optimizers, which I haven't shown today. You can use the Fliff optimizer, Onyx, Prize Picks, Underdog, Rebet, and there's a Pick'em optimizer for some other sites. You can do that, get the picks that way, math-based, or you can grab my picks that I just previously mentioned. However, regardless of what you do, what path you choose, or you just sit here on YouTube all day, or my Twitter pick, you know what? If it's something that's going to mess with your mentals, right? Stop. Marshawn Lynch said, count your chickens and protect y'all's mentals, right? That's right. You got to take care of your money and take care of your mind. If betting ruins both of those, stop betting right now. Just saying it. And if it bothers you enough to go leave these troll comments and stuff on a video or a free post, goodness gracious, then I'm telling you right now, betting's probably not for you. And I block those people instantly, not because I'm soft or anything. I don't have the hardest skin. I'm gonna be transparent, but I block those people because I'm fearful that I am going to be a cause of their demise, and I don't want to be involved in that. So if somebody can't handle it enough where they're going to leave that type of stuff comments-wise, all over my socials, then goodness gracious, I'm going to block you to hopefully not be an outlet for you to, shoot yourself in the foot financially. Gambling ain't for you. You got to back out now while you can. Protect your money, protect your mentals. That's my PSA today for the public. Next up, 76ers and Thunder. Thunder are resting a lot of people tonight, still laying minus 10.5. And that's because the 76ers are a trash heap. They are so bad, and they have every backup under the sun playing. Now, here's the deal. Interestingly enough, with the Thunder having so many guys resting tomorrow or injured. I mean, Dort and SGA are both resting. Jalen Williams is injured and out. I don't know who's going to be active. Is Chet Holmgren going to play? There's no clarity on the situation. Them laying minus 10.5 is very interesting. Aaron Wiggins, maybe looking at his points prop tomorrow or today, I should say. But honestly, for me, let's go look at Quentin Grimes. I mean, the dude is playing an insane amount of minutes. He's getting so much opportunity. I'm going to go straight to his PRA. Actually, so I went to Quentin Grimes points and assist market here, and you can see, my goodness, 27.5 DraftKings and Onyx, know, 40 plus states can use Onyx. 20 plus or so these days, 25, 24, I can't even remember, have access to DraftKings. And look at this, my friends. I mean, he had 50 PA last game, 34, 32, 40, 31, 32, 45 last 9 games. And here's why. They are missing Maxey. They are missing McCain. They are missing Paul George 13, PG 13, Paul George 13, PG 13. They're missing Joel Embiid. Drummond is out. They are missing so many wings and guards and backups galore. They're running a tight rotation. Yabusele, I believe, even missed last game. And this is what's happening. 43 minutes, 27 field goal attempts. 32 minutes, 19 attempts. 31 minutes, 23 attempts. 39 minutes, 25 attempts. Like, good luck missing with that type of volume. That's insanity, my friends. Now, Quentin Grimes has really not had opportunities like this in the past. He's played so well at the end of the season. He's actually 6th right now on the most improved player betting odds. That's crazy. I'm taking higher than 27.5 points and assists against the Thunder because we don't have to worry about the torture chamber. Lou Dort is out tonight. I'm not concerned who is going to be in there. I think Chet Holmgren also sits, which opens up the paint a little bit more as well. There's a lot to like here for Quentin Grimes. I'm running it. I'm not thinking twice. That's going to be an official play. All right, let's go to it. So recap real quick. We've got Mavs plus 10.5, and we took PJ Washington PR. We had Rockets -3. Jalen Green points is interesting. Pistons, Cade Cunningham PRA was interesting, -5 on the road. Timberwolves, -12.5 at home. Jaden McDaniels, we looked at his 8.5 RA. Quentin Grimes on the road, and 76ers plus 10.5. Yep, playing them both. And then we've got Knicks on the road, laying 8.5 points against the Spurs. 2 plays that are very interesting in this game. I like the Knicks to cover this one against the Spurs as well. Here are the 2 plays I have had on my short list, and we'll figure out what to do with them here later for VIP. 23.5 for Stephon Castle seems like an absolute steal. That's right, 23.5. I mean, look at the last game, 23 points. Game prior, 17, 26. And then look at the assist number, 3, 7, and 1. Now, in those 3 games, he cashed 27, 24, 26. Why is this a good play? Well, this is the first 3 games without De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox out for the season with a knee, and then Wemby is gone, and you're seeing Castle 29, 36, 28 minutes, and he had foul trouble in this game. Had 3 fouls in the first 8 or 9 minutes of the game. Barely played the first half, had 5 PRA at halftime, and then went bonkers in the second half. I believe they played him 21 minutes or so in the second half. Literally only missed 3 or 4 minutes of the entire second half. So I think if he wasn't in foul trouble, he was going to be running 30-plus minutes again with ease. And he took 19 field goal attempts and cashed like crazy. Knicks matchup, also pretty darn good. They stink against the pick and roll. Stephon Castle essentially is the pick and roll guy right now because Chris Paul barely touches the court in the second half. And Castle's getting all the run, my friend. So Castle over 23.5 PA on my short list. Official? I don't know yet, but that's definitely on my short list. Another one I want to look at this morning is going to be Towns assists. We slammed the over 2.5 a couple videos ago, and I think it's in play if it's there again, and it is. At 2.5, Karl-Anthony Towns in 4 games without Jalen Brunson. Here they are. I knew it. 3, 4, 3, and 3. The defense and the paint defense for the Spurs has been awful. They've just been bad. They're not a good team. And without Wemby playing defense for them in the paint inside, it's just a miserable looking squad right now. No De'Aaron Fox. So you're getting the young guns out there for a lot of minutes, and the defense is bad because of it. I think Towns has an opportunity to rack up 3+ again. However, he was pretty juiced. So let's take the Knicks -8.5. Stephon Castle, over 23.5. Karl-Anthony Towns over 2.5. Those are on the short list. Wizards on the road against the Jazz. Battle of Tanks. Tank battles. That's a video game, right? That's essentially what we're going to get in this game. I'm sorry. I have no freaking clue what to do with it. If I had to choose something, Kyle Filipowski, maybe over points. I think it's 13.5 this morning. I think that's probably the best play out of this entire game. And then maybe the Jazz -4.5, just because you're going to see Clarkson and Sexton and Markkanen for, 15, 20 minutes each. But goodness gracious, these are awful teams. Filipowski, there it is. Let's check out his points. I think was it 13.5 as I saw it this morning? Yes, 13.5. I think that's in play on the short list. Is it official? I don't know, my friends. But you got to think, listen, it's Washington, had 23 against them earlier a couple weeks ago. It's kind of the only thing I'm hanging my hat on, but don't hold my feet over the fire over this one. This is I am doing this for the video. Picks in every game. That's the goal of this video. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 games left. Some of them pretty good. We've got the Bulls on the road, plus 6.5 against the Suns, minus 6.5. Should be a fast-paced game, pace-up game for the Suns. No Bradley Beal. Tyus Jones did not get as much run last game, played more in the second half, though, against Tre Jones. That's right, Tre Jones on the Bulls getting tons of minutes. Both of them very interesting for their assists. As far as what do I think is going to happen in this one, I think the Suns, this game matters a ton for them right now. They got to get in the playoffs still. And they're looking for their first back-to-back wins since like mid-January. That's pathetic. Very 500, very average team. Meanwhile, the Bulls, I believe, won 5 of our last 6 games. But I think the Suns take this one minus 6.5. I think, Durant and Booker will have their way. On the flip side, Coby White, very interesting. So is Kevin Huerta. I never know how to say his name, but let's take a peek at all their props real quick. Coby White, points today opens at 24.5. That's interesting. We'll pop open his player card. Herder, let's take a peek at, did I type it? Let me type in Kevin H. Okay, so I don't have any props for him yet. Let's check out just Kevin Durant. He was another one on our short list, 25.5. And then we'll type in Booker, and we're going to look at both the Joneses and see if we've got any way to play their props today for their assists. So we've got Tyus and Tre, and I really only want to know what their overs are. 5.5 for Tyus, juice to the over. Yeah. Tre Jones is 6.5 plus odds to the over. So we'll take a peek at both of these players, and then we'll go back to it. But again, Suns minus 6.5 is kind of my official there. All right, Coby White. So points at 24.5. Listen, he's taken the field goal attempts we wanted all season. 23, 28, 16, 20, 24, 21, 19. So hard not to love Coby White. The threes, listen, he's going to start banging home some of these threes. And when the volume of threes starts to match his normal efficiency, we're going to be in a really good spot. But I take it back. But I digress. Over 24.5. Very good play for me on my short list. Kevin Durant has been shooting so poorly as of late, but he's going to start hitting his shots here soon, right? 17, 15, 12. I mean, not even a field goal attempt volume you normally want, but this matchup against the Bulls is so elite. It's not even funny. Devin Booker, same thing. I mean, you're seeing why the Suns have been playing 500 ball for 2 months. Like, they just can't get going. Tre Jones getting all the minutes in the world. Another player here you got to like a little bit. I mean, look at the minutes. 34, 30, 33, 34, 36, 33, 34. And it's not the first time we've seen him play well in the past. He had his time under the sun with the Spurs when he was getting a ton of minutes. That last game, first game with a bunch of minutes here against Indy, and the points have followed. And wait till we get to the assist market. The assists have followed as well, my friends. 8, 6, 6, 12. Still no Alonzo. I think the PA market today probably pretty darn good for Tre Jones. Needs to be on our short list as well. Let's slide over. Last player is Tyus. Now, again, he popped off in the second half, despite the fact that he only played a limited amount of minutes. No Bradley Beal. The assist prop is up, but I'm not taking him. If I'm touching anybody today, Tre Jones on the other side for his PA. I'm going to have to decide which of these two, between Coby White's points or Tre Jones' PA, makes my official list. One of them is going to end up being there. I like them both enough. So I've got to find out, and I'll post that for VIP. Next up, we got the Cavs and the Kings. Kings +5 at home against the Cavs. Cavs just continue to play hard basketball. They are 8-2 in their last 10, but they've lost back-to-back games. I think Evan Mobley probably sits tonight. I probably said a few people. They are 4 games ahead of the Celtics with 14 remaining for them. Let's take a peek at the Underdog Twitter real fast and see if I have any news that I can give that I've missed from overnight when I did not see. And I'll read it off to you while I'm recording live right now. Okay, so we know Sabonis is out again, so we'll have to look at the RA for DeMar DeRozan, which I did post that on Twitter last night. We've got some news for sure for some of these other games here at the end with the Grizz. John Morant is also out again. Kamara for Portland is questionable. Rui Hachimura, we already talked about being out. Jokic, questionable. Murray, questionable. Gordon, probable. Christian Braun, questionable. So we've got some players to talk about down here to finish our night, but I'm not seeing anything for the Cavs that I have missed. One thing I did just see, this was, I guess I missed it because it was posted 2 days ago. This was posted on Monday. Billy Donovan said Josh Giddey likely to return Wednesday or Thursday, won't play both games of back-to-back. So officially, I'm not touching any Chicago Bulls until I get that information on whether or not Giddey is returning tonight or not. And I understand I'm going to miss some closing line value, but it is what it is. I'm not going to have some FOMO for CLV and then have Giddey end up in there and tanking both Trey Jones and Coby White. So I'm off both officially until we find out if Giddey is in or not. So let's move on anyways. Cavs did not see anything. You got to think they're going to rest somebody. Somebody's going to rest. I don't think that they're going to throw the game, though. I can't see them saying, all right, Mobley, you're sitting Mitchell, you're sitting Garland, you're sitting Allen, you're sitting, so on and so forth. And maybe even if they could still pull out a W here, I think that they stop this 2-game slide. They're not going to want to go into the playoffs in bad form. Give me the Cavs -4.5 on the road, second leg of a back-to-back. No one expects it, in my opinion. Kings just not a good team. Can't play defense. Bad defense. And playing bad defense against a team that scores so efficiently, good freaking luck. Give me the Cavs -4.5 on the road. Now let's go look at DDR. We're going to look at DeRozan and his RA category. It has been an absolute steal whenever we've had no Sabonis. And what's it open at? 8.5. Juiced, but worth it. Oh my goodness, you could parlay something with this. Cut that juice down real easily. 9.5 plus odds also interesting to me. This is totally on my short list. And you can see, here, no Sabonis. Stretch 11, 16, 17, 6, 12. Sabonis comes back, doesn't do it. Last game, Sabonis gets hurt in the game, gets 15 RA. By the way, he only had like 3 or 4 RA at halftime. Sabonis misses the second half. DeRozan does what he's been doing. So I think that 9.5 is an interesting play. I think the PRA is potentially also in play if you want to look at that. But that 8.5 RA and just parlaying that with something I think is a fine option. Alternatively, I think maybe we could probably look at his assists alone. And let's look at the odds for just the assists and just take out the rebounds. Let's not worry about rebounds. Let's just see if this man's going to have a chance. Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me. I'm about to post this one for Discord as an official pick. I don't care about the Cavs defense, nothing. I mean, DeRozan's potential. I remember this earlier this season without Sabonis. I mean, he had some games here. I mean, just looking at him, 15, 14, 13 potentials in 3 of the last 4. And that was without Sabonis. And then last game with Sabonis getting injured when he finished with 8 assists, he had plenty of potential assists in that one as well. Yeah, that's a really nice play for me. I think I like that enough to rock an official play on DeMar DeRozan. Over 4.5 assists there. On the other side, I think, Garland over 2.5 threes could be an interesting play. It just depends on what the odds are. Last night, banged home 2 threes in the first half. Looked like a really solid play here. -138 in the road. I mean, that's part of the issue here is you're just getting crazy juice. Usually a play that's better at home, but I think the fact that he hasn't cashed in a couple games is really all I need to see. Regression to the mean. My man has been averaging 2.89 threes per game on the season. Maybe that's on the short list. Not official. No shot. Don't like the ad for a play like that. So let's strike that from the record, my friends. All right, moving on. We've got the Grizz on the road, -4.5 without Ja Morant against the Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers are playing great defense there for a minute. I think there are some plays here. Give me Grizz. First off, give me Grizz -4.5 on the road. The Trailblazers are missing anybody that matters. Simons is playing a decent amount. Jeremy Grant, I believe, is still questionable for this game. They're missing bodies. Kamara, they're going to miss his length if he's out again. And I think there's some plays here. So give me the Grizz on the road, -4.5. They are playing for our top 4 seeding right now in the Western Conference standings. This game means everything to them. They need wins, and they need wins without Ja in there. So let's take a look at Desmond Bane and his props today, and we'll go back and see if there's anything we can find here. 44 bomb last game. Crazy against Sacramento. They're just such a bad defense. Again, that's why I'm taking the Cavs, despite the fact I don't know who's going to be in there. It doesn't really matter to me. The assist prop, I told you last game I was concerned when it opened at 7.5 without Ja Morant, and I'm concerned again. It's just too high. It's too high for me. I don't care who he's playing against. 6.5 is more appealing, more interesting to me, but it's still not a play that I'm like in love with. Now, we actually played Jalen Wells last game. as his points and assists, I think 11.5, and we cashed that one. It was a good play. Now, earlier this season, Ja Morant did miss a game against Portland, and Jalen had 17 PA. So we'll have to take a look at Jalen Wells in a second, depending on what his lines are. But Desmond Bane and his assist, I've got the potentials pulled up on NBA passing stats right now, and I just can't go there. That's not a play for me. So let's go. Let's just check Jalen Wells again. I mean, are we just going to go back to the well 2 games in a row? We might have to. Let's check his threes prop. You know, we're getting juice to the over. By the way, that's a really nice looking play on FanDuel. Look at the odds everywhere else. All right. Anyways, let's go look at, we're going to look at his points, and then I want to look at his assists both individually. So you're getting 10.5 on Hard Rock. Bet MGM and Caesars. Kind of like that a lot, my friend. I like that a lot. And his assist prop this morning, you are getting heavy juice to the over. So if we're getting a PA of 12.5 on some book, or 13.5, let's see. Come on, give it to us. 12.5 on Sleeper. I love it. I love it. 13.5, Fliff, minus 110. ESPN bet plus 100, plus 100 bet MGM as well. Oh my goodness. Do I just go to the points though? The points alone? I think I might have to. I'll tell you this right now, though. You know, Jalen Wells without Ja Morant this season. I wrote this down last game. Over 15 points and assists average per game. Points alone, he was averaging over 13 per game without Ja Morant. Matchup against Portland is not scary. I think I need to just go with the point. And I really like that. I like the fact that I can get this at minus 130. I might use a juice cutter. 11.5. If you're getting plus odds or, you know, close to a minus 105, I think that's also fine. So that is that's a very solid play. That's on my short list for sure. Absolutely is on my short. Anyway, I got sidetracked on my end. I don't even know where I left off on the recording. I'm trying to do a longer video for all of these games, make picks for every single game, sides, player props, and I lost track. I did something on the side for 5 minutes, and I'm trying to do like one take. I'm even leaving some mess ups in there. I'm going to use an AI to edit this thing today, so we'll see how it goes. Last game, Nuggets versus the Lakers. A lot of injuries everywhere. LeBron is out. Rui Hachimura's out. On the Nuggets side, again, I already read that off. Questionable for Jokic, questionable for Jamal Murray, questionable for Christian Braun. Guys everywhere, and this game is insanely important. We have the number 3 and 4 seeds. Both, I think, are just like a half game behind the Rockets for the 2 seed. Everyone's jockeying for position today. So what are we doing here? What do we like? There's a lot of spots we could go with on both sides. Nuggets hard to bet on until we know who's going to be active. On the flip side, I think there's 2 plays. And surprisingly enough, they're the identical markets. Now, of course, you don't want to play them both, okay? But Austin Reaves this morning at the RA at 10.5 is fantastic, in my opinion. He continues to cash the over without LeBron being active, and that hasn't changed whatsoever with Luka Doncic being there. We've got 6 games this year without LeBron, and 5 of them have been with Luka. And in those 5, he had 18, 11, 21, 10, and 13. Let's look at them. Here are his last 5 games, my friends. I don't understand it. I don't understand this. My favorite part is, like, he can rack it up on both stats. Doesn't need to be just assists. Doesn't need to be our rebounds. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, but he had 6 assists, 8 boards, 13, 8 boards, only 3 assists, but he had 8 boards and still cashed the over. That's my point. He can pop off in either category and get you the over. So I love this play. I think it's a great play, absolutely on my short list. And then again, same exact market. And it's because these two, and then what I did not show were the amount of minutes they're playing. So 17.5 on underdog looks like a fantastic play. Look at this. Everywhere else, yikes, already 18.5. Some places you're getting heavy juice to the over. So Luka at 17.5. And again, last 5 games without LeBron James. And you're getting so many minutes. Look at the minutes in a close game last game. 40, 34 against the Spurs. A close game against the Nets. 41. Yeah, this is my point. Luka's health is back. And when you're getting Luka at this many minutes, like, give me the dang over, my friends. He averaged like 18.5 RA last year on the Mavs, and he's playing more minutes and has an insane usage rate. He's doing everything for the Lakers right now. So interestingly enough, both the same exact market, oddly enough, I guess I should say, I like them both. I don't know what I'm going to do officially, but these are both on my short list. Now you're going to make me choose it. I got to choose a side here. It is hard to pass up this opportunity to take the Lakers at home plus 1.5. I'm going to tell you right now, might as well just take the Lakers money line. You probably get some, a little bit better odds. Matter of fact, let's just go look at that real quick. Give me the Lakers to win at home. We'll go to the money line here on Odd Shopper. Should be pretty good. No, actually, I don't see one up here. So, there it is. Lakers plus 105. So, listen, if if this game ends up as a 1-point differential here, that's super unfortunate. But I think the Lakers win this one at home. I'm concerned about, maybe some activity levels of some of these Nuggets, but truly, Lakers just playing some inspired basketball, man. And I think part of it too is we've seen it all year. The Nuggets have just not been as good on the road. They're just not. At home, they're great. At home, they are 23-11. On the road, 21-14. That is good, not elite. Meanwhile, the Lakers have one of the best home records in the NBA. Only the Rockets have a better home record in the Western Conference standing. The Lakers are 27-7 at home. The only team in the Eastern Conference, better record, the Cavs. So we've got the Lakers at home getting plus 1.5 with the third best home record in the NBA and a slightly above average away record for the Nuggets. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. They're riding a 2-game win streak with Luka and Austin Reaves playing a ton of minutes and doing everything for them. I don't think anything changes tonight. Nuggets defense is terrible. So give me the Lakers plus 105. All right, listen, this was such a massive lift for me. This video took over an hour of recording time. We'll see how much time the auto editing gets me down to, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully I stay hot. 11-4 on Monday, 12-3 today. And tons of analysis, my first look thoughts, essentially. All of my VIP picks will go down below in that first link, the Donuts Picks link. And it's not just me. It's not like you're sending it for me only, my friends. It's a $15 link. But you also get access to 8 cappers and 15 premium channels. There's pick'em slips for virtually every pick'em site. Sports books are covered. The exchanges are covered. Literally does not matter what you do. You're getting the parlays. You're getting the pick'em. You're getting the straights. You're getting the write-ups. You're getting just the posted photos. There's so much stuff in there for so many different types of bettors. That link is down below. And if you want to use the website you watch me using today, myspurriers.com, you can use that, make your own picks as you will, or you can get the optimizer picks, which I did not even cover today. And those have been cashing like crazy. I probably should have, but I've already been talking for too long. So I love y'all. Appreciate you. I'll be back Thursday morning, Friday morning, last 2 shows of the week. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Let's get paid.